What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and I'm here today with a review for Marriage to Medicine Los Angeles. This is season 2, episode number 6, I believe, you guys. And the episode was titled From Taking Notes to White Coats. So, you guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump into this episode review, okay? Alright, guys, so I'm going to start up with Jasmine and Sonique. Um, yeah, we'll start with those two. So we see Jasmine and Sonique, so they are out, and it looks like they're going to, go work out, and also they're going to take Kendra with them. And then, we see Jasmine, she had some interactions with Kendra, the one from the episode a few weeks ago, where, she went to her house and, she took out the food, and I guess she must have went back. So they're going working out. They're going to work out, which is pretty cool. And then they did those things. I don't know what you call. They said what the name of it was, but I really don't know what you call it. Because when it comes to those two in the scene together, it's really kind of hard to take Jasmine and Shanique. It's just difficult to take those two. But it's those things. It's I know it's a form of gymnastics, but they have the little, I don't know what you call it. It's like like the little hammock shit. And you just you twist your body. Pretty cool. So they do that. Kendra comes. And, I was slightly surprised that Kendra participated in it, but it looked fun, and it looked like they had a good time. Until that woman told them to flip upside down, I was with Kendra, like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do that, but, I would have gave it the old college girl try and tried it, but I don't even know. Actually, no, I probably wouldn't have tried it. I would have been with Kendra, so, yeah. So then, Kendra, Shanique, and Jasmine, they sit down and they have a conversation. And the conversation is about Kendra and the fact that Kendra, she went on a job interview and she hasn't told Hobart. And they asked her, well, did you get the job? She says, well, they're drawing up some contracts now. And once they draw up those contracts, then she'll have that conversation with Hobart. I'm like, wow. I don't know how I feel about that. But, yeah. Oh, Jesus. Excuse me, y'all. Didn't mean to do that. Hell, since we're talking about Jasmine and Shanique, let's just include them together. Shanique. So, Shanique, we saw her, and, she was at home waiting for Robert to get there. And this is when she gave Robert her PowerPoint presentation about, her going into high-end real estate. Now, I know, when it comes down to Jasmine and Shanique, I know that the girls are intelligent, but on this show, I don't know if it's them trying to portray a certain persona or what, but they come off very dingy. They come off very ditzy. I just don't know if that's the persona, if that's what they want to portray on the show or what. But it just doesn't come off well. Like I said, I'm pretty sure the girls are very highly intelligent, but the way that they act on the show, it just says otherwise. It just says that I'm a dumb blonde from the valley. No offense to any dumb, no offense to blonde haired girls from the valley, but it just gives off that vibe. Am I the only one that catches that? Let's see. Yeah, but you don't include them together. I honestly really don't care. So then we also started seeing. Now we did see a scene where not Shanique, but Jasmine met with Robert, and they were planning Shanique's party. So then, when it comes to Jasmine and Shanique, it's interesting. You can tolerate those two separately, but together it's just a whole lot. It just feels like a scene from the Peanuts when the adults talk. Womp 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 womp. Like that's just what it sounds like to me. But they're getting ready for Shanique's party. Like I can literally watch Jasmine and Shanique solo. Kind of enjoy them, kind of not. But together it's just a different situation. But let's move on, you guys. All right, you guys. So now let's move over to New Orleans, where Contessa, Britt, and Imani are. So we see Contessa and Imani. They're getting ready for the day, and they're just talking about what's going to happen. So then we see Imani. She goes and FaceTimes Phil, and she asks Phil, and like, so when are you coming to Los Angeles? He says he doesn't really. He says maybe within a few weeks. She says, so when will you know for sure? He says probably by the end of this week. And then she tells him that Brittany and Contessa was telling her that maybe she should come out there to him. And the way she was talking to him about that situation, it didn't seem like Imani even really wanted to go, because she said, I'll come if you really, really want me to come, or if you need me to come. But other than that, it is what it is. And like I said, it just didn't seem that Imani really wanted to go see Phil no more than he wanted to come to Los Angeles. So it's kind of confusing when it comes to those two, and we'll actually talk about them a little bit more a little later in the review. So then we do see Contessa, Britain, and Imani. They go to, is it Xavier or Xavier? Because I always say Xavier, but they say Xavier. But they go there and they go to this panel, and it's there's another lady on the stage who's talking to them, and then they're talking to the students. And she just asked them a few questions that we saw on the show. Could have been more than that. But the first question that she asked them, why did they all choose the medical field? And we got Britain's answer. Britain saw the Cosby Show, and she wanted a life just like that. And Imani had a pediatrician that was an African American, and she looked up to that as well, which that's a good thing. And Imani did say something that is kind of true, because I mean, in this, you don't have a lot of doctors that look like us. Like we go to these doctors, but sometimes they don't look like us. I found it so funny because just last week I was looking at with my job, we had to pick a primary care physician with my health insurance, and I never even looked up my doctor or anything. I just picked a doctor, just somewhere close to my house. And when I went to research my doctor this past week, come to find out my doctor is a black guy. I'm like, wow, that was interesting. I found that kind of quite odd. I would have never guessed by my doctor's name that he's African American. I'm like, wow, but pretty cool. So then she also asked them, to impart some advice on the students, and they gave the students some advice. They were talking about professionalism and how they should look in the workplace. I think especially in the medical field, I think when it comes to African American doctors, you have to definitely set yourself on a higher standard than your Caucasian counterparts, your Asian counterparts. You definitely have to set yourself up differently, and they talked about the work ethic in the medical field and everything else like that. So then we see them. So they were grand marshals in the homecoming parade. You guys, when it comes down to HBCUs, I love an HBCU homecoming, because there's a school in my hometown called by the name of Texas College. Love it. Love homecoming every year. They have a big parade. When I was in high school, they used to actually recruit. They used to ask. My high school band, we used to always march in there regardless. And then after games, they would ask us to come and play with them. Pretty fun times. Um, so then not Contessa, but Brittany and Imani are on one car, and they are talking about their college experience. Now, Brittany had a different experience than what Imani had. Imani was kind of closed off, I would say, and whereas Britain and Contessa, they had fun. They Imani didn't pledge. I believe Britain pledged, and and Britain was like, if Imani had hung out with us, she would have got the true college. She would have got that college experience. Going to parties, pledging. Man, the clubs, and all that stuff in my college days, so much fun. So much fun. I think I wish I had pledged But the college that I went to, it is predominantly white, and I mean, it was a sprinkle. It was some black people on the campus, but the fraternities, from what I would see, they were all pretty much, no offense, but they were white guys, and I just didn't want to pledge that. So I thought maybe when I go in for grad school, I might try it. I might look into that. It'll be something to look into. So then they go out for some beignets, and they say that they need to check on each other more. And then Imani tells them about her conversation with Phil, and basically in a nutshell, what she was saying is she feels like Phil says he'll do one thing, but then he doesn't end up always keeping his word. I'm like, well, I feel like that might be that is a discussion that she just should definitely have with Phil. But we're gonna talk about her and Phil in just a few minutes, okay? So let's move on, you guys. All right, you guys. So let's talk about Leah real quick. So we actually got a little bit of information about Leah. It took us 6 episodes, but I'm not complaining. Actually, yes, I am a little bit. Wow, I mean, she's in the credits. She is on the show, and they really haven't told us much about Leah into this episode. So we saw Leah. She went to see Kendra, and she's taking her daughter Kayla, I believe that's her name, Kayla, and she's going to see Dr. Kendra, because they showed us a scene that they didn't show us before, where Leah and Kendra had a conversation where Leah has said that she has not taken her daughter. She's 15 years old and she hasn't taken her to see an OBGYN because her daughter's not having sex. And I mean, that's not the only reason that you would take your daughter to see an OBGYN. I know most people think I'm gonna take her to see an OBGYN because birth control, whatever other misconceptions people might have. That's not really what it's all about. I mean, you want to get you checked out. I mean, there are things that could go wrong. So yeah, I mean, just yeah. I don't know what else to say about that, but yeah, just take your daughter. Doesn't mean that she's having sex. I mean, you can ask if she doesn't feel comfortable talking to you about it, then why not have her go see a doctor that way? If she is having sex, she can have that conversation with the doctor. And like I said, we got a little bit of backstory about Leah. So Leah has 3 other kids. I think her youngest two are 3 and 4. I forgot what the kids' names were. And then Kayla is her 15-year-old. Leah had Kayla when she was 18 years old. And, listening to her story, it was like, wow. So basically, she had to grow up early. And she was talking about how, her parents actually left the sex talk up to the church. Why would you do that? Now, that's something I've never heard of. I was kind of baffled by that, to be quite honest with you guys, because, well, you know what, mom, yeah, we did have a sex. My mom and I did have a sex talk, but it was the most uncomfortable conversation. And I told her I know what sex is, and can we please stop talking about this subject? Let's move on. So I mean, I guess I can understand it to an extent, but yeah, let's move on, you guys. All right, guys. Next, let's talk about Imani. So we see Imani, and she's doing this photo shoot, and she's doing a photo shoot for the book that she wrote. I haven't heard much about the book. I haven't even saw her promote the book, to be quite honest with you, because I follow her on Instagram. You know what? I'm gonna have to go look and see if she actually has promoted this book. And it's about, her journey. She, she's battled depression, and I think it's a good. I think it's a good look, 100%. With her being a doctor, it's great. I think it's great that she wrote a book about depression since she went through it. So it's her personal experience, but then it's also probably some of her medical experience as well. So I think that's 100% fantastic. And I think it's in in the African American community, it is a stigma. You know, one, people say black people don't get depressed. Yes, we do. Two, if you do get depressed, go to the church and talk to your pastor, your preacher, whatever. And I disagree with that. Not thoroughly, but I do disagree with that. It's okay to go and seek, you know, help, spiritual help from, spiritual guidance from your pastor, preacher. It's okay to do that. But in light of doing that as well, you also need to seek medical help. You could have depression. You could have, you could be schizophrenic. You could be bipolar. You could be a whole slew of other things. So yes, it is okay to go speak to your pastor, your preacher, but you also want to go and see a doctor so that they can diagnose you, get you the proper help that you need, so that you don't have to suffer with whatever you're going through. So yes, I'm okay with that, but I think you need to, if you want to do one, if you want to talk to your, if you want to get your spiritual, seek out the spiritual, you should also 100% seek out some medical help. Just put it out there. And then we also saw Imani. She met up with Jasmine at a gelato shop, I believe. So fucking weird. Jasmine is really interesting. I don't know if she's just superficial, if she is that vain. I don't know what it is about Jasmine. I get wanting to look good and feel good, but I mean, it seems as if you're depriving your body of nutrients. And I'm not saying that gelato is nutritional, but even when it comes to them going to, restaurants and she's asking for food with no salt or whatever, or she's getting small portions, it's just like, are you getting the adequate amount of nutrition that you need to get? That's just my thing that I noticed with her, because she's coming up with this teeny tiny cup, and she tells the woman to put her something in there, and Imani was looking at her like, girl, what is this? So then they sit down and they talk, and I thought it was very interesting that Imani had a conversation with Jasmine about her relationship with Phil. Thought that was a little interesting. I'm like, wow, so Imani is opening up to you. I mean, I guess. So then at the end of it, Jasmine checked her blood sugar. Now, mind you, she's not diabetic at all, but she's checking her blood sugar. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Why are you checking your blood sugar? Like, I know diabetics, and most of the ones that I know don't even like pricking themselves. And here you are pricking yourself for the fucking fun of it. The fuck? That looks stupid. Let's move on. All right, you guys, and then let's close out with Brittany. So we saw Brittany earlier in the episode. Once they got back to LA, she went out with her daughter Ivy. They went and did some potted, made some potted plants or whatever. I don't know what I really don't know what they. I know they were putting some soil in a pot, but I never saw them put a plant in, a seed in there, or even a plant in there. But they're doing that. It's their bonding time, and Brittany's talking to her about her attitude that she has with her and Matt. And the funny thing was that Ivy said that her teacher, she was helping some kindergarten kids, and she said that the teacher rolled her eyes at her. She said, "Oh, the teacher rolled her eyes at you. Sounds like a little girl that I know." And she's like, "Well, Mom, I am going through puberty." Yes, so you do know that you're going through puberty, but that does not give you the right to have an attitude and disrespect your parents. And Brittany was like, what what Grandma did to me when I did that to her? She said, "Took your phone away from you." Brittany was like, "Well, first of all, we didn't have phones when I was your age, but she grounded me, and that's what I'm gonna do to you." I'm like, my mom tried that with me one good time. Never again. She tried to take my TV. She did ground me. She took my TV. She took my games from me. Didn't work out the way she thought it was. It did not work out at all. Cause I, I'm an imagine. I can have fun without those. I can have fun without my TV, my video games. I can entertain myself. Hell, she even took my. She didn't take my. No, yep, she took my toys. But shit, I still was able to have fun by myself. And she was like, you know what? Take the shit back. I'm like, I don't know why you thought that was gonna work in the first place. And I actually said that. I'm like, I don't know why you thought that was gonna work. Why did you think that would work? Was that supposed to hurt me? It didn't. I mean, now if you had to pop me, yes, which she ended up doing anyways. I'm like, that would have been more effective. A whooping would have been more effective than that grounding. That shit was nothing to me. Um. So then we see Britt and she goes over to Imani's house, and this is where the episode closed out. They were getting, this is leaving. They're getting ready for Shanique's party. Imani is not in a good mood, and then she sits down with Brittany. She talks to Brittany, and she's telling her that she talked to Phil, and she feels like Phil doesn't want to spend time with her, and she don't have time to beg her own husband to spend time with her. So she said that she asked Phil for a divorce, and that was where the episode went off, you guys. So you guys, be sure to like this video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification button so you guys know when I drop anything else. Please share this video, and until the next one, you guys, please stay safe, take care of yourself, and I will see you guys later. Peace.